Hello, this is Stephen Bonfa, and then this is the next installment of my series. Today's installment is Life Estates and Medicaid, exploring the benefits and the drawbacks. So my agenda for today is to give you a basic overview of Medicaid, to explain what are life estates, how to establish a life estate, what are the benefits of a life estate, and what are the drawbacks. The purpose of long-term care, Medicaid, is to allow those with little financial means to meet their long-term health and personal care. Now, this is different than Medicaid or HMOs that you receive. They take care of your doctor, your hospital bills, your prescription drug plans, etc. This is for someone who needs long-term care. And long-term care Medicaid is based on two factors. Are you eligible health-wise? And are you eligible financially? So there are 7 daily activities. Can you bathe or shower on your own? Can you dress yourself? Can you get in and out of bed? Can you walk around? Can you use the toilet, etc.? If you're deficient in any one or more of those, then you need help. Either you need an aide to come to your house to help you, or you need to go in a long-term care facility. The other component is a financial eligibility. Do you have the financial ability, according to the rules, to pay for your own care? And this is based off of your monthly income and how much assets do you own. So you'll hear 3 terms over and over again when we're dealing with long-term care Medicaid. What is the look-back period? What is the penalty period? And how can I spend down my money? So the look-back period is for long-term care facility and a facility care. They look back 5 years of all your financial transfers, all the assets that you have. Any transfer of asset that occurred in that 5-year period will be presumed to have been made transferred to become eligible for long-term care Medicaid. So what Medicaid says is if the average facility care costs $10,000 a month in your area, and you have $120,000 in assets, then you will have to wait essentially 12 months to be able to spend down your money, your $120,000, to become eligible for Medicaid. The penalty period is that waiting period. Well, Medicaid says we're not going to pay. There's a myth that you have to pay Medicaid in order to spend down your money, but that's not the case. The reality is that you are in fact spending your own money for your care. And then once you get down to the threshold amounts, then Medicaid will take over. So moving on to what is a life estate, now that we know the basics of long-term care Medicaid. The life estate is an interest in real property. It's a type of ownership interest that lasts for the lifetime of a specific person. That person is called the life tenant, while a third party is the title owner. So that is what a life estate is. The person who holds a life estate is called a life tenant. The life estate is considered an incompleted gift. The life tenant is considered to be the primary owner of the property and is responsible to pay the bills, the taxes, the insurance, utilities, etc. They cannot be evicted or charged rent, and if there's rent being collected, they get the rent. The title owners are called the remaindermen. The remaindermen may have certain property rights during the life tenancy, but primarily they're there to receive full ownership of the property after the life tenant's death. Additionally, the remaindermen cannot mortgage the house without or sell the house without the life tenant's okay. So how do you establish a life estate? Life estate is established by transferring the property in a real estate transfer. The same documents that you need for a home purchase is the same thing you'll need for a life estate. The deed has some additional language. I'll have on the deed, Stephen Bonfa retains a life interest. It does place a restriction on the owner's rights to do whatever they want with that property. What are the benefits of a life estate? Number one is it avoids probate. You do not have to go through a probate proceeding. If you have a will that says my house goes to Stephen Bonfa, the great attorney that he is, but you have a life estate, and we have the two title holders to be your children, then it will never go to Stephen Bodfa. It does not go to probate. It goes directly to the remainderment. So it's an immediate transfer of ownership by operation of law. It occurs at the life tenant's death. All your tax credits and exclusion remain while you are alive as a life tenant. So if you have an enhanced star or senior citizen exclusion, or you have a military discount, those all remain, and it's all calculated upon the life tenant. So if I owned a piece of property with my father, and my father gets an enhanced star benefit and a military benefit, the judgment, if I own 50-50 with him, would be based off of my father's income plus my income. But with a life tenant, it's just based off the life tenants. When you inherit real estate or other property, the basis, the measure in which capital gains is decided, is increased to the fair market value at the time of death. You still enjoy the step-up of basis with life estates. When the life tenant passes away, your basis readjusts to the fair market value of the property at the time of the life tenant's death. It's a relatively low cost to set up compared to doing a full estate plan or a trust. And the other really fantastic benefit of a life estate is the property becomes an exempt asset from Medicaid. Medicaid will not use your asset in its calculations after the look-back period has expired. So it will look into your calculations. It won't seek to get a lien after you pass away. It becomes free and clear from Medicaid. Great benefit, great benefit. Some of the drawbacks of a life estates, it does restrict the ability for the life tenant to do what they want with the property. Now they have two other people on title or one other person on title. The property is considered to be an asset of the remainderment. So if one of the remaindermen has financial trouble, now there's an asset. If a remainderman needs to file for bankruptcy, it's an asset of that remainderment, even though they're not living there and it's really the parent's house. Unless the remainderman is living in the house, there is no gain exclusion. So everyone gets a $250,000, essentially a $250,000 exclusion. They don't get it if they don't live in the house. If the property is sold during the lifetime of the life tenant, then there is no step up in basis. Capital gains flow as they will. If you sell the property during the lifetime of the life tenant, the look back period resets. So if you had the house in a life estate, after 5 years, it's now exempt from Medicaid. If you decide to move to Florida at year 6, you've restarted that and that 5-year look back period for facility care, and you're back to day one. The life tenant is entitled to only technically a part of the proceeds if sold during the life tenant's lifetime. So what does that mean? So we'll take a look at what is the value of the life tenant, interest in the property, and then we'll get that calculation deducted from the sale, and then the other title owner or owners, the remaindermen, share in the balance. So technically that life tenant does not get 100% of the proceeds of sale. Technically, it can go to the other two people. This creates some issues if the remaindermen predecease the life tenant, if there's a divorce, or if they become estranged, if they don't like each other anymore. Now you have someone who owns the property as a life tenant, and you have to deal with that other person who could be estranged or divorced, or could be a grandchild that maybe you don't get along with. So there are some drawbacks to life estates. So in conclusion, like any other estate planning strategy, a life estate is a tool in your tool belt. It's something that we can use to make your life easier, to avoid Medicaid, avoid probate. It's a simple way to go. But it has to fit your situation. So we must recognize that no tool should be used in every situation. So we have to do an individualized look at what your situation is and if it makes sense. if you have any questions on like you need on this topic or any other estate planning topic, please reach out to a professional like myself to go through, as I said earlier, to see if it fits your situation. So don't take everything on this to be what it is, because it may be good or it may be bad depending on what your situation is. Thank you very much. I hope you got something out of this video. And if you can always contact me for more information. My phone number is 347-690-3447. You can shoot me an email, stephenbonfa@bonfalawpc.com. Go to my website, or that's a QR code that'll go right to my website. You can book a consultation with me or fill out an intake form and we'll reach out to you. And you can find this video as well as others on my TikTok or Instagram page, as well as I do have a YouTube channel. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure doing this for you. I'd be happy to work with you to resolve this and any other issue that you may have. Thank you.